Welcome to the kitchen sink. We will chat, we will make you think. You will not want to go to the loo. You could miss a lot if you had that poo. Stay and watch and join in. Yeah. Hello. See? Hello, people out there. How you doing?
Hello.
This is the sound of a woman panicking.
This is the sign of a woman opening a bottle of wine going, I wonder when she's going to turn up.
Well, see, I'm throwing myself under the bus, so you don't have to. I am running late because of work. Yes, believe it or not, people, I have a day job. And and also trying to soothe my cat, who is currently having conniptions because of all the. It is like a war zone around here. I always say it's like Beirut, but I'm aware that there are very many people that don't understand that Beirut used to be a war zone. I don't know what it's like these days. I haven't heard anything on the news. Hi, you. So I'm putting lipstick on. I'm going to wear red. Look, I got a red David Meowie jumper on.
We all appreciate it when Sarah shows us a t-shirt.
Do you like my t-shirt?
No,
is
boys.
it all right?
Lovely pussy. Lovely pussy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Black bra, white overlay. So hopefully that's not showing too much. And when I say bra, I mean vest, because I'm not doing bras anymore. Thanks to COVID, bras do not exist for me. Oh. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I was in the car at coming back from work about 6 o'clock, and I was laughing to myself that we used to try and get home for 6 o'clock to start streaming, and I was like, were we idiots? Were we just idiots?
No, we were just home all the time then. We weren't working then. It was the summer, to be fair. No one was doing anything, whereas now we're trying to figure it all out while also, maintaining a life. Because we're coming out of lockdown, you're going into lockdown, but it's just a pain in the ass.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Oh man, I tell you what, please, right, Boris, because I know Boris likes to watch a bit of the kitchen sink, doesn't he? All right, Boris, how's it going, bit? Yeah. How about you get together, old Mark and old Nicola up there, and have a bit of a conflab so that people like us can meet. Otherwise, you could be going in, I could be going out, I could be going in, you could be coming out. We're never going to see each other ever again. Well, not that we've ever met anyway. But I have family in England, and I got family in Scotland. I'd quite like to see them again, please.
I do like all the posters everywhere that's is going. We're gonna lock down to Electric Avenue. Yeah. If there's one thing we can do is make a meme for a bad situation.
I always think of it. It's the final lockdown. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do.
I quite like lockdown to Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where is Electric Boogaloo these days?
It's in your soul. It's in your heart. It's within a 3-mile radius of your house.
I thought you were going to say it's within a 3-mile radius of your farts.
No, get your mind out of the Trump gutter.
Ooh, he's on the way out. Yes.
I'm waiting for the box set. I cannot do this season episode by episode malarkey. It makes no sense to me. It's taking way too long. There are things involved that I don't understand. So I'm just going to wait till the end and then go, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, wait till the end of 2020 before binging the whole episode, the whole series. Hola! Is that how you pronounce it?
And
40 Is that how you pronounce it?
I think it's meant to be like Angela Fernando.
Oh, pretty cool.
Well, right. This is Griff. All right, Griff, come on between the two of you. Surely you have better covers, ladies. Ha, ha, ha. Now, this brings me on to what I was going to talk about, because Griff and I met last night.
Oh, yes. Tell me more.
Griff
Have you
and
snogged?
I...
Have you snogged?
No, my mother was firmly sat between us.
Ah.
Oh, by the way, I read the ASCII code properly. It is Angel Fernando. Angela Fernando, I wasn't that far from it. Angel Fernando, you're an IT teacher, Sarah. You should be able to read that. For our podcast listeners, somebody's got a tag name where they've changed the letters to numbers. Oh, she's got a big bloody light out again.
We're 2 minutes in, Lucy. Can you let me rest a minute now? Do this. She usually that. Oh, right, okay.
Yes, so as I was saying about me, okay, so Griff and I were performing at the Bee Bar in the Barbican night. So it's it was just in time. It was the last gig before lockdown, and the audience were absolutely lush.
Oh, I bet. I bet it was really good.
I mean, it's quite strange. So the room is quite thin and long, and in that space are restaurant tables, and then there are people with they're eating their food, and then they suddenly have to like turn around. It's a bit of dinner theatre, but nobody put the tables facing the stage. But it was a lovely gig. I got to meet Sally Ann Hayworth, and she was Sally Ann Wainwright. Sorry, my head got still in truck mode. So
get ahead of the trucker.
I know. So she was absolutely amazing, and probably my mother's favourite act of the night.
Oh, you were my favourite.
I feel my favourite kind of way though.
And also my mother didn't miss a fucking beat, and she went straight into the jugular with Griff, and she was like, "And have you been doing online comedy?" And he was like, "Nah, I don't really do it." She was like, "Well, my daughter has."
God. So that's the last time Mummy Orchard is coming out to play then.
I gotta be honest, it was like a car crash that I couldn't take my eyes off. It's happening again as many times as possible. I loved it. Because I defend online comedy when you've got a Rottweiler and a cashmere cardigan next to you.
Yes. Oh, was it good? Was it a good gig then? You enjoyed?
I personally...
Excellent.
Yeah, right. 1 second. We have a birthday girl in the house chipping in.
When did she start drinking? Was it midday?
Surprisingly, not that long ago, but...
I did have...
Right, she's been on the Baileys, just revealed. She's just revealed she's been on the Baileys whilst I was out driving a truck. Happy birthday to me. This is why you said you went out to buy more Baileys, because you've drank it all. Right, okay, there's a lot of explanation falling into place right now. Griff says, I love Mummy Orchard. You can have her if you want, 20 quid. Just make a donation.
Don't live with it, Griff.
And then Angel Fernando has said tetas, which I don't.
Oh, Fernando. You know that ABBA song? That's a good song.
Sarah, your hair looks fabulously Spanish tonight.
Oh, thank you. Is that a compliment? Or are you being a little bit racist?
When you put your hair on one side with all the curls, it always just needs a rose just there.
It does.
Just there.
I don't know where it is. I haven't got a red one.
Find a rose.
Oh, hang on. I've got an orchid. Will that do?
I'll do fine, love. So yeah, the gig was amazing. It was Griff and I were the open spots in the middle. So Sally was open, and Patrick, Griff. What's the name of the guy that I didn't meet him? I'm sure. I had to get up for 5 o'clock the next day, so it was a case of go on, perform, have some food, Foxtrot Oscar, very, very quickly.
Yes.
Sarah just needs some castanets. She showed you a castanet. She was showing a TV.
Don't tell me you didn't notice the castanets, Hugh.
Right, now, Angela, I personally don't speak Spanish, but I know that bien is good and buenas is
that today,
beautiful.
last night? Hang on, Google Translate. Lucy, I'm on it. Hang on.
Patrick Monahan, thank you. I was going to say Mayhew, but that's somebody else's name.
I'll put that on so that I know what to type in. Google
right, okie dokie.
Translate.
So the crowd were quite rowdy, and I do the reveal, don't I? Where I don't immediately say I'm a truck driver. I like to put it sort of in the set, sort of to surprise it. And I like the fact I'm wearing lovely, shiny, glittery clothes, and then I say I'm a truck driver. But I've started saying, who can guess what I am? 3, 2, 1. Some fucking arsehole said truck driver. Felt like kicking him in the throat.
Yeah, I probably knew you.
I do get around.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's Lucy Orchard, the truck driver.
Oh yeah, she borrowed a lighter.
Right. Oh, thank you very much, Fernando, Angela,
Angel. What does Angel say?
Fernando. It says you are both very good.
Hey, we'll take that. There's my next Edinburgh poster.
Angel, if you had to say one was better than the other, who would you say? Me, pick me.
God, say my mother's just shouted me.
You are an angel, Mummy Orchard, but I want to know if the Spanish person thinks I'm amazeballs.
Yeah.
It is Spanish too.
Your hair looks absolutely gorgeous tonight.
Can I just say, a Spanish person, you should, Angel, Fernando, you should check out Ignacio Lopez, past guest.
Hey.
He's amazing. Yeah. And he's a Spanish comedian.
If you go on YouTube and type in The Kitchen Sink Ignacio Lopez, you will find both of the shows that he's done with us.
Yes.
Do you know, we've never actually asked Ig about his background and why and all that stuff. I'm assuming, I mean, you've known him for bloody years. Do you know his backstory?
Yeah, I do, but I'm not sure if I'm meant to share it. Do you know what? At the beginning of it, I'm aware, when I watch this back, I'm always picking on my ears. Tell you what, we'll get
I've never, ever noticed you picking your ears. Ever. Really? And out of the two of us, which one of us watches this back?
You do. And who's the bloody pickiest? Yes, Lucy Orchard, you are. You were like, Sarah.
Quality fucking control.
Yes. So, what you need to do is, you're very good, but you're having a fag. Having a fag.
Look, I have been smoking all day. I had, today was the first day in my new job that was drama free.
Oh, congratulations. I'm so pleased.
And also, when I was in on Wednesday, I do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So when I was in on Tuesday, I was driving somebody else's truck and the truck broke down and I had to take it to the truck doctors. And everywhere I've worked previously, when I've said this isn't working, I leave the workshop and some fucking old boy walks in and goes, nothing wrong with that truck. That mate doesn't know how to drive it. And they don't fix it. And I only ever find out afterwards that I'm being undermined by old men with half a fucking mouthful of teeth. And people wonder why I have anger issues. But today I found out that not only was it not my fault, it had been reported before. And if anything, it was the culmination of everything. So today was vindication day.
Yay. So they were actually nice to you, is it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no. Angels, she's brought us in with a false sense of security.
For our podcast listeners, we've got somebody involved on the chat called Angel who has been typing in Spanish and has been entertaining Sarah with Google Translate. And then as soon as we actually made the effort to translate it, Angel's only gone and switched the Anglo button and she's typing in English. I'm assuming it's female. I don't know. Angel is gender fluid.
Gender fluid.
Exactly.
I mean, I've been watching Lucifer and they get up to all sorts on there, those angels.
Right. I found Lucifer on Netflix and it's made by Netflix. And yet Netflix are only showing season 3 onwards, and I'd nothing else to watch. I'd watched all of Netflix at this point. Just like Sean Harry says, you sit there and you're just like, I don't know what I want to watch. And it was up on the recommendation, so I watched it. So I started from season 3. And Spider said that the best bit about Lucifer is bloody first 2 series. Why wouldn't Netflix show the first 2 series if it's theirs? It's not. They have the rights. It's theirs.
Right. It's because it belongs to Amazon Prime. They haven't got all the rights. So they clearly couldn't get the rights for series 1 and 2. They were on Amazon Prime up to, I think, series 4. And then I think it was made by Fox. And Fox turned around and said, we're cancelling it. And then it's one of the ones where the guy playing Lucifer went just went onto Twitter and onto social media and said, right, let's save Lucifer fans. And so I was one of the ones tweeting away there going, yeah, save Lucifer, please, Netflix take it on. And after like a 6-month campaign and it snowballed, Netflix took it on. That's how it came to be. So otherwise we wouldn't have had a Lucifer 5. And apparently there's going to be a Lucifer 6 as well.
Well, they better do, because the cliffhanger on the end of it.
Well, Lucifer 6 is... I haven't watched episode 8 of series 5 yet. So
I have. Do you want to know what happens?
No, and I will be so annoyed because you are feisty tonight, Lucy. There is a difference, and you've been having a go at me already. No, I'm putting my foot down with a firm hand.
You distracted me from talking about myself. So last night at the gig. I did my set on Saturday for the first time in 7 months.
Yeah.
And I managed to do my 10-minute. I managed to do my 10 minutes in real life. I've been performing prolifically digitally.
Oh yeah.
But I managed to do my 10-minute set in 6.5 minutes.
Yes.
It was sort of like, here's another joke, catch. Here's another joke. So then on Monday, I snuck down the M5 to go visit former kitchen sink guest, Dr. Maggie Irvin, and we went through it. And I did it in 9.5 minutes last night. I paused like a grown-up person who knew what she was doing and stuff.
Well done. The other thing you could do is add more jokes. That could be your natural speed on stage. Well,
no, when I watch it back, I throw away so many jokes when I do it fast. Right. Where you would put a beat so the audience would go, oh, I've already done another 2-3 jokes by then.
Right. Okay, yeah.
But I do one joke where I have to include the current day of the week.
Right.
So last night was a Wednesday. So I said, we're not sitting in a car park all night like a bunch of doggers.
Right.
And instead of getting on to the next line, I couldn't remember what day of the week it was.
Yeah, that's happened to me as well.
In my head, genuinely, microphone in hand, bright lights in my face, room full of people waiting for the next line. And in my head, I went, tomorrow is the kitchen sink, and the kitchen sink is Thursday. And if Thursday's tomorrow, it's Wednesday. And I went, because that's Wednesdays.
Do you know, it would be me? I'd be a bit like, it's Wednesday. When that's happened before.
All right.
Lucy
Okay.
Lifted off. She's reading stuff.
No, I just, Angel, I don't think you understand the premise of the show. I mean, yes, you are allowed to donate money to the show, but it doesn't mean that we are going to stand up and show your clothes. That's teetering into
creepy. You're gonna dare it. No, right. I don't know if you saw earlier. Angel said, "I have a challenge for you two. You have to do what I tell them. Yes or no. We will forgive you. English is not your first language. And I dare you to stand up and show your clothes. Something easy. Right now, Angel is on Twitch, and I think Twitch for young people, the chatters on Twitch can run it. Unfortunately, Angel, we're not that kind of show. And I've already shown my boob. I've shown my top already.
I'm going to
You
clip
can
that.
have my trousers. I will show you my trousers. Do I win a pint? Look. Ooh. I got leggings. I got. Do I win? Do I win? No, look. Oh, hang on. Look,
Yeah, Angel, she's doing exactly as what you've just said. So,
hang on. I can't get my legs up. Hang on. I've got to get fitter than this, haven't I?
can't get your leg over, love. Have you stopped doing your family stretches?
I got breath. Show clothes. Do I win, Angel? What's next?
What was that? You want to know where I got this top? Oh, this is a little number I got from Zara. And I bought it when I was in Krakow in Poland doing the Krakow Festival.
It's very nice.
And the thing is, because in Poland everything's divided by 4, they basically pay you to wear Zara. I was like, oh, this is nice for £15. It's not 15, is it? Divide that by 4. I'll take everything you have in here. If it's in my size, just bring it here. Oh my God.
Can I just say one more thing on the angel thing, telling us what, asking us, I'm sure not telling us, but daring us to do stuff. It feels like the beginning of a horror film, doesn't it? Feels like, and the next thing is, it'd be like, murder someone or I will kill all your family. You know, that's what that feels like. I'm like, I'm not sure where this is going.
I will murder someone more likely than I will stand up and show you my clothes, as long as they're the appropriate list. Is it somebody of my decision or somebody of yours?
Depends on it depends very much on the person. I'm not sure I could murder someone. I could probably stamp on their toes a bit, maybe.
Oh, if you're asking her to find someone and to give them a hard Paddington spare, a hard Paddington bear stare.
I'm a girl.
1, 2, 3.
Challenge that you no longer want to play. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Hang on. My Spanish hair. Hang on.
Oh, wow.
I've got to channel it. I've got to be proper annoyed.
You do look beautiful tonight, Sarah.
Oh, thank you. You've just saved yourself.
No. And the reason why I was holding back on it is because of something Jerry Kay said. Is like when you pay someone a compliment, it makes it sound like previous to that compliment you were a mess. But you don't like go. Oh, you look good today. Like usually you don't. Oh, but you look lovely all the time. But you look even more lovely. Play another challenge, or they no longer want to play. Yeah, we're fine with that. Thanks for that.
We're all right. Thank you, though.
Oh,
stay with it.
Here's a challenge for you. Look at the link going across the bottom of the screen. Go to jokepit.com, type in the kitchen sink, and you'll find a little green donation button which says buy us a cup of tea. Go crazy.
We do take Mexican money, whatever that is. Lira? Pesos?
Mexican dollars?
Do you know? It's exciting. International.
I know.
This part of Mexico, it's a big place.
Yeah. And do you have podcast abilities down there? Please tell everybody about the Kitchen Sink podcast.
Yeah. And I tell you, it is nice to have Danny with us. I haven't noticed Danny for a while. So hello, Danny. Nice to see you. Sorry, I went a bit
Make sure I gave Danny a really big shout out on the birthday. I didn't give a big enough shout out on the birthday, but because it was on a Tuesday, I think I was just about to go live, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
How are all your other things going, Lucy? Lucy, since you've been backtracking with the old Lucy Orchard show and Big World Small Talk and
Big World Small Talk, I'm very lucky that because you and I have gone online and done the global open mics, I can find international guests very, very quickly. Just because we're fortunate to have met so many people on Displaced Comedians that it's like, oh, I need a Canadian. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Canada. Who? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a bit worried. Sorry, you carry on. Sorry. I'm interrupting again.
You've asked me a question and you're interrupting.
I'm so sorry.
So Weekly Bazaar's going really well. We had a week off because everybody was just super busy, and we haven't really had a proper week off in months. And the first Lucy show, when I started back from when I started back trucking, let's just say I did not have 2.5 days spare to do all the planning. So Mum and I cracked open a bottle of wine and just did half an hour impromptu. And the reviews were so good. I'm like, so why do I bother planning if everyone liked it when it was unplanned?
Well, just go
so
slow, doesn't it?
what I'm going to do is we are going to do unplanned and planned, and we're going to mix it up a little bit and take a little bit more of the stress off myself, because brilliant thing about people like us is that the most stress that we have in life is the stress we give ourselves. Yay!
Yes. No one's telling you to do these things.
No, there's not a hostage situation going on.
Yeah.
We have a delightful what looks like spacey looking person sat in the dining room. From the little thumbnail that we can see, it does look like an astronaut. I'm a little bit overexcited to see Jenny, because we haven't seen each other properly, have we, since the last kitchen sink, which was so early on. It was back when we were doing Sunday sessions, which is like a million years ago, because lockdown works in its own time speed.
Yes, it is.
And I'd like to hear whether or not, because I mean, you've done real life outdoor gigs. I've done 2, and I'd love to know if Jenny got the old guitar out and has knocked out a few sets. Right, okay, Angel, thank you so much for getting involved on the chat, but we really are not going to be playing Truth or Dare or challenges like that. I think you're thinking of another Twitch channel. This is
and I'm not going to do that, because my boobs will go all over the place, and you know that, Angel. Come on now. I see you. I wasn't born yesterday.
I'm going to say this is the perfect moment to call our guest from the dining room, the nice, comfy, warm, heated dining room. Bring him in the cold, dank kitchen.
That's what we like to do with our guests. Get them in the kitchen.
Why do we have it that we take them out of the nice and bring them in the kitchen? So, with no further ado, the musical sensation, the comedian that we love the most, Jenny B-Side, aka Miss Jenny Hart, is coming to our screens now.
Hi, Jenny.
God damn it.
Beautiful.
I got excited and my headphones fell out.
That's so cute. I got headphones like that. Mine are pink. They're downstairs.
These are broken. These are broke that side. These are broken, and I fixed them with a child's chalkboard rubber, and then I've stuck a bow on so you can't see it.
And then you told us all about it anyway.
Yeah, you know me. If I turn them around,
beautiful.
You see it?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
What a load of rubbish! What a load of rubbish!
I like it. I'd like that
Very
bow pink, though. I think that'll be a pink glittery bow would be lovely. Only because I like pink glitter. Exhibit A. Pink glittery wall.
Check it out.
Yes. It's not as glittery as I would like, even with 3 packets of glitter, but it is there if you look carefully.
Would you just throw the glitter at it, or was it glitter paint?
Glitter. No, it's paint that you put glitter into, and it was like the consistency of sand. And it's from B&M. Don't just buy booze and B&M. And yeah, and the bloody glitter was like £5 a packet. Wow. The paint was like 15 quid, and you had to buy 3 packets to put in, and it barely glitters. If I'm honest, you wouldn't know unless you're looking at it and knowing there's glitter on there.
Why didn't you use space dust? If you'd have used space dust, you could have licked it whenever you were like, I don't know, whenever, just whenever, really.
Obviously, like licking the walls. Yes, which is frequently, to be fair.
It's like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, you know, the snozzberries taste like snozzberries.
Yeah. I was growing up wanting to be in Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, to be fair.
Do you know what Well, the weird thing is, when I was growing up, I wanted to be Willy Wonka. I wanted to grow up to be him. But now I'm older, I kind of think I'm more Veruca Salt. Give it to me now.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm a bitch, is what I'm saying.
I think Veruca's probably the original Karen, isn't she? I want to see the manager. I want everything now.
Yeah, Veruca, Karen Salt. Maybe that was her mum. Anyway, hello.
Hello.
Oh, look, for
Lovely to see
Lucy.
you.
Just for Lucy. Oh, I've got my trousers on. Look.
Oh,
yes!
Glittery.
I'm going to fall off now, aren't I? Anyway,
Those
there
are
we go.
lush.
Not
There we go.
ability, Jenny. If you fall off because you're spinning round on an office chair to show us your glittery ass, we will not take responsibility. This is not.
Danny.
Not
Hello, Danny. Well, I'll just sue you for it.
Good luck. You may have 10 pence that I don't have, and you can have all the money down the back of my sofa. I can let you
glitter, and you'll like it. I'll come round there and I'll scrape that glitter off your wall.
Oh no! Don't do that. Not the glitter. You can take my money. You can take my life, but you can't take my glitter.
Someone keeps popping up and saying hello. Is it Danny? Can you see that, or is it just my imagination? There's like a box appears and goes, "Hello, Jenny." I'm like, what? You're in my head. Oh.
Danny.
She's
Danny. Very much of a fan.
I would say that you could write a comedy sketch about a pink glittery wall, or even an entire comedy show. But Catherine Ryan did beat you to that.
Did you?
All right.
It's an entire stage show called Glitter Room.
Oh, okay.
I only watched the first half hour of that, you know.
I saw it live.
Because the rest of it was rubbish.
I love Catherine Ryan. I've seen her live. She was
good save.
Opening for what's his name? This big famous American comedian. I was in love with him last year, and this year I've forgotten who he is.
Wow.
Anyway, she was opening for him. This is how fickle I am. Opening for him last year in the Leicester Square Theatre, and she's fucking hilarious. She was so good, but I could not get into Glitter Room. But I will try again.
Never heard of it.
It's on Netflix.
I saw it live. It's based around the conversation that she had a painter and decorator round. She said to a little girl, "What do you want room painted?" And she said, "I want it all pink glitter." So got the painter and decorator round and said, "What do you want, love?" Said, "I want pink glitter." And he was sort of like, "You can't have that." And she was like, "Yeah, I can." If that's what I want, that's what I'm going to get. And an entire stage show was born from that kind of attitude and mentality towards life.
Was Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen involved? Was Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen involved?
He did it in an hour.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Velvet and glitter. It's got Bowen's
He just filled
name.
a grenade with glitter and just let it off before tea time.
Oh, do you know what? I would love to stand in front of a glitter grenade in front of a wall. And then when you walk away, it's just your outline. That would be amazing. You're covered head to toe in glitter. Then walk on stage is like, hi.
That sounds like a deal. Are you copywriting that right now?
No, take it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. We'll all do it.
My mind just goes off like a firework and then forgets. You forget about it.
Yeah. Talking of fireworks, what's the fireworks like around your way?
I've come into the kitchen, stroke spaceship, because it looks a bit like a spaceship. I like it in here, actually. It's all right.
Yeah, it's nice.
Only because I just had it done, you know.
Yeah. But you could do... sorry, I should let you answer the question.
No, you go. Honestly, it's your show. I'll just listen.
I'm just saying I'm obsessed with, you know, YouTube, the ones where they're telling you what to eat.
No.
Right. Get on it, right? There's one called Plantable Kiki. I'm in love with it because her kitchen is amazing. She's beautiful. And I'm like, I want to be Plantable Kiki. But you could do a YouTube about food in your beautiful kitchen.
I was just going to do a podcast about being in space and hating just everything, really.
That would be better, I have to say. That would be far superior to my
Boy, it says
idea.
something rude on my cup there. Like, oh shit. Oh,
Oh no, you can be rude.
we're allowed to swear. We
Yeah.
are. Oh, thank
I
fuck for
think
that.
so. We're just not allowed to play any songs in the BBC.
Oh right. I've been practicing with my mate John Wilson. Do you know John Wilson does Dickie Dido? Hello, ladies in trousers. He'll hate me for doing that impression. Look him up on Instagram. He's really funny.
Unreal. That sounds hilarious.
He's sort of pushing me to, pushing each other to do characters. And all I can do in an accent is, you little asshole. That's it. Just that one line in Australian, so I'm working on it.
Oh, that's awesome. What's his name again?
Dickie Dido.
Dickie Dido.
I'm on
Right.
his podcast straight after this. I'm in one room and I'm out the other.
Oh yeah, I saw that when I was tweeting on Facebook and that earlier. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah,
Busy
podding.
night.
I love a bit of podding. Thanks for having me.
Oh, pleasure. Thanks for coming on.
Well, I'd fuck all else to do.
I've met,
I've got a feeling we're not going to be
I've met
tired.
know what?
an
Can I ju-
amazing.
Oh, we're
Will
losing
you
Lucy.
two let me speak for a bloody second?
Can
Well,
I
you're
just say,
let you
can I-
speak, Lucy.
Lucy, can I just say one thing? The fridge is next to me, so I can just get drinks out of it, just like that. Orange juice. Oh, I've got some pea milk. Do you like pea milk?
I haven't tried it.
Oh, it's
Never seen it.
amazing stuff. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
What else we got in here? Mayonnaise. I've got my boobs. Oh, sorry, turkey fillets. Yeah. I don't know why I went there. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just waiting for Lucy. Lucy wanted to ask a question.
Oh yeah, go on.
I was going to
Lucy.
say, if my internet will allow me, because I may change service in a second, then you two can gabble whilst I disappear and
Service.
come back. But I've made friends with a lovely character comedian called Dana Wisson of the online comedians group, and she's going to help me develop a character act because I've
isn't
come
the
up with a
character?
name.
Go on. You're really delayed. That's all.
The name
Sorry.
the name of the character is Jake Break, and I want to do a typical truck driver with the hat with the logo on it, and like really crap goatee, and just stained t-shirt, maybe even a bottle of Lucozade, which is actually a bottle of piss. That's the only character that I've thought of doing so far.
Yeah.
But I would like to dabble with character acting.
Give us a go. Give us a go now. Go on. Give us a couple of lines.
All right. I'm known as the Scania Man because I definitely can.
It's
It's a no from me. It's a no from me.
You want to
What do I know?
I'd rather be homeless than chromeless. No, I know this is an
Sarah,
idea.
Sarah, you getting what I'm getting off this feed? Yeah, go with it. Stick with it. Honestly, you got gold there. Got
I
mining for
know
gold.
that there's so many typical male truck driver stereotype lines that I can develop, but I've got to be careful that they're not so specific to truckers that literally nobody understands the fucking word. Because I get to meet a really niche kind of truck driver that will spend half their wages on cleaning products for the inside and outside of the truck, even though they won't lift a finger at home. No, they really do. They don't even know where the vacuum in the house lives. But I've got one guy I know that finishes work at 4, tells his wife he finishes at 7, spends 3 hours polishing his truck.
Of course he does.
Yeah. That's what he spent 3 hours polishing.
Yeah. Comes home with a different jumper on.
He won't use the soap in the jet wash at work because he says it's not good enough. So he buys his own soap for the jet wash, which is like 30 quid a tub.
I'm all right with that.
That's the kind of guy. I know he needs a lot of development, but I'm quite pleased with the fact that today I came up with his name.
Got a question for you.
Because jet break is actually a trucking term.
There you go. I got a question for you. You, all right? my question is, I've never spoken to a truck driver. They never get out of the truck. They're always like long distance Larry. In the eye. She's gone. Okay.
Who was I talking to? Somebody was actually they were drunk, and they saw a truck, and they wanted it. They just those really shiny, really expensive, the kind of guy that I'm on about, that sort of bought their own curtains and carpet, and you can't wear your shoes in there. And she just climbed in the fucking truck. She got into a truck driver's cab by herself, which is like the best fucking horror movie starter for anything. And instead of him kicking off, because she said your truck was so nice, they were like, "Yeah, it is, isn't it?" And then let them see around. Because the easiest way to kidnap a driver, their truck, the back of the van.
And here we have the cab, and it's the cab. There we go. Here's the bed. You're in the bed. You're actually in the bed. How is it for you?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know. You got the refrigerator. You got the different cupboards. You'll have the TV. You have the LED lightings. You got the backboard.
In the cab?
You got the
you're going to put all that.
All in that. I mean, it's like capsule living. If you can imagine those American programs about tiny houses, it's like that.
Right. Okay. Got ya. So your aim is to educate us. No. Your idea is to educate us through the medium of this character. Yeah.
Yes.
I've just got one piece of advice. I've just got one piece of advice. Make it funny.
Joe, you often forget that.
I'm going to
You do.
I'm going to change my
ladies in trousers.
I'm going to change my internet service, so you two chat whilst I do tech stuff.
Okay.
Go on, then.
I wish Lucy would just go to the local Starbucks and use their internet, because it would be much better, I'm sure.
Where is she at the minute then? She's using her phone or something?
No, it's because it's...
You said you were going to switch off. Turn that fucking thing off.
She's drinking a wine. She's like, yeah,
look
get
at
that
this.
wine, yeah.
Oh.
I did a print screen. We love you, Lucy.
Right.
I won't do the end of it now.
Right,
But,
so Sarah, let me interview you.
Yes, please.
How was your last French dinner? How was that?
My last French dinner.
Yes.
Well, I don't eat meat, so
I didn't say meat. I said French.
All right, is that a euphemism, or am
Could be.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll do it in whichever way you feel is relevant to the question.
Then my French dinner was a very long time ago.
Oh.
But I do like a bit of French food, I've got to say. I do enjoy it. Yes. I've always wanted to go to Paris.
And you've not been? I went with a school. It was rubbish.
Was it? Did you go to like Notre Dame? I wouldn't go to Notre Dame.
No, we stayed in the hotel, went for a walk around the market, got back on the ferry, suddenly we're back at school. To be honest, I used to live on an estate. I don't think they trusted any of us on the street. Thought it was like Fagin taking all the kids out for the day, stealing stuff.
See what we can come back with.
Yes. 5-finger discount. Thank you.
Yes. Where did you come from? Where were you from originally then?
Where did I come from?
Where did you come from?
Space. It's a strange planet called Jenny. Legende. Woking in Surrey.
Well, I'm trying to think.
It's in between London and the coast, and Brighton. Portsmouth. Yeah, in between the two. No one's from round here. There's no comedy round here. Actually, there's another comedian. He's a magician, Danny Buckler. Amazing.
Yeah. Do you get a lot? Are there many gigs down by you then? Or are you there now, or did you move away?
I'm still here. Yes. I moved into a place of Woking. It was a little bit better than my last place. So I'm on the up.
Yes.
Slowly. It's been 35 years. I'm 35 years old. 35 years. I'm not. It's 35. So who knows where next?
You don't want to move. You just had your kitchen done.
Well, I had it done so someone would buy the house because the rest of it looks like shit. But look at the kitchen. No, when the lady comes in, she'll be like, then bloke could be like, oh, look at this in the corner. Look at that TV's hanging off. The skirting board. Look at that crap. And she'll go, oh my God, but look at the kitchen. That's really gender specific, isn't it? But I'm exactly the same. I love a kitchen.
Yeah.
And I would be sold on it.
Yeah. It's always kitchens, bathrooms, roof. As long as those are sorted, because those are the expensive things, everything else you can sort out. Unless it's subsidence, obviously.
Yeah, I'm in a flat. My neighbour's probably listening to the conversation. Hey, you Dave. I'll tell you a funny story about my kitchen, right? Because it's only small.
Yes.
I only live in a small flat. I thought, when did I do this? Last Christmas, I just thought for some reason that fitting a kitchen was kind of easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I decided to do it myself.
Oh, you did not.
And what I did was I took out the whole kitchen, and I mean from the floor to the ceiling. And the only thing that was left was the sink, and I couldn't get the sink out, so I had to prop it up on an oar. And someone come around the week later and went, "What have you done to your kitchen?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know."
Oh my God.
And then I had to save up to get the kitchen done. So the sink was on an oar for about 6 or 7 months.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Super Jenny, come on. No, nothing. No.
So I'm like that. I'm like, oh, can I just bang in this wall? I last night I was in bed and I was thinking, I don't really need 2 upstairs rooms. I could just put through a wall, and I've got one big bedroom. And luckily, I do have my dad is still available, so I can ring him and say, "I'm thinking of doing this." And he'd be like, "No, don't."
No,
do
put the phone down. Yeah, no.
Where's my dad? Can I borrow your sledgehammer? Why? I can put a wall in. No, you're not.
I'm thinking of turning my house into a pile of rubble. Is that okay? No, it's not, dear. Not even for Christmas.
Yeah.
I hope I can hear better now. Is my mouth moving in time with my lips?
No.
Hello.
No.
Tell the man who's moving your lips. Let's just not go there. Actually, let's just move on from that. That's going to go into a bad place. Contestant number 2, stand up now, please, lover. Oh God.
Well, I'll try and tell anyway. There's somebody in Chelsea recently, you know how they all build those super basements? And they had the super basement, and unfortunately 2 houses collapsed either side of this place because the basement was so big, and just the whole thing just went.
Wow.
That'd be a bit embarrassing, wouldn't it?
So what did they do? They built the basement down and then went either side to just steal land, I suppose. That'd be a great idea, wouldn't it?
They think that because you can't build out or up, so everybody builds these super triple layer basements with like swimming pools and wine cellars and bloody cigar humidors and everything, just to prove that they're wealthier than everyone else. And because they went so far down with the foundations, the house came down and took the other 2 with it.
Oh,
I'm not surprised.
Serves them right.
But I am noting that down. Tell her to Mordor. Okay, brilliant. Surely you go below the water table. I don't really know what the water table is, but I think we learned it at school. Don't you go below a certain level and then there's water? Is that what the water table is?
I always wondered what the water table was.
I thought it was the natural level of water. Oh, look at Lucy's face. Amazing. Look at that. That's what she's going to look like when she's 65. Quick, screenshot it, Photoshop it.
I've already got, I should have print screened the first one. Print screen that now.
Have you been digging, Sarah?
I have only slightly. I did an outdoor gig a couple of months ago in Cardiff.
In where?
Cardiff. We always say Cardiff.
Yeah, Cardiff.
Cardiff. That was the last one, but it's so disheartening when you'll be booked for a gig and then they're like, "Oh, can you do this?" Oh, never mind. can you do this date? Oh, never mind. It's just like, oh.
I had
And
a gig,
I'm not fussed on, I mean, Lucy, close your ears. I'm just not fussed on online gigging, to be honest.
No, not me. There's no need. Well, you do it if it's the itch is one you scratch. I can't think of the word.
Yeah.
If that's something you want to do, then do it, but don't feel like you have to.
Yeah.
Because those online gigs will continue, and the people who want to do them will continue to do them. You know, let them do them. So when live gigs come along, we don't have to bother with them. You queue over there with your online gigs. Go how long my finger is. Look at that. Feel like one of the witches. Turned a child into a mouse. Nothing. You got nothing. You got nothing on me, Orchard. No, that's not even the longest one.
Mine is as big as the screen.
Okay. I had a gig that was changed. The date was changed 4 times and then cancelled.
I think mine was 3 and then cancelled.
Yeah, same with us.
Maybe mine was 3 and cancelled them. Was it with Noel?
No, ours was me and Lucy were booked to do the same one in Bridgend.
Oh, is there gigs in Bridgend? My friend's from Bridgend. I'll keep saying I'm going to see it. Obviously, you're locked down, but I'd love to do a gig in Bridgend when it's back up. If we want to do one together.
Yay! Yes, we will. I'll put it on myself if I have to.
Yeah, do it. Do that. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. We'll sort something out for sure.
I'll bring the guitar down.
I know Chris is working with someone to do a gig in Bridgend, so hopefully we can get you on and I'll talk to Chris, but if not, we'll create something anyway.
Yeah.
Willing to come to Swansea?
Oh, I love it up that way.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Double entendres all night tonight. It's the way I say them, I think. I think it's just the way I say everything. I don't know. But yeah, like it's weird because you step away from gigging as well. You kind of, there he is, it's Dickie Dido. Hello, ladies in trousers.
Oh, Dickie is. I've been meaning to. I've been trying to think. I've just been trying to get a gap to go right. Hi, Dickie. Hello. That's Dickie Dido, is it?
Yeah, you can tune into his show later and just type random shit into his box and he'll respond. That's how we became friends, and now I'm on his podcast.
Oh, cool.
He's all right. He's a nice.
Wow.
But he does his
loads of random shit in my box. I'm not friends with Dickie.
Wow, this is a different kind of shit. Nonsensical shit. Anyway, all right, Dickie, you're Dickie Dido. Yeah, he does comedy and stuff. It's funny how we all meet though, isn't it? Because I met obviously Lucy at a gig. I've now met Sarah obviously through this.
Yeah.
We've not met in real life, IRL, have we?
No, I saw you at the Glee. Remember? I don't know if you remember. I saw you at the Glee.
Yes.
You were on that night, but we didn't actually meet.
No. I was surrounded by fans, wasn't I?
Yes.
3 of them, you couldn't get past. All 3 of them, they were like, no.
They were. I wasn't sure if they were friends or not because they were oh my god. But I thought they might have been friends of yours.
No. Do you know the great thing about the Glee Cardiff is that long staircase? If someone's following you outside, and they got heels on, it's kind of scary as you're going downstairs because they're trying to be faster, and it's like, trying to catch up. You're like, oh no, quick, go faster. And then I don't smoke, but I always go outside because you need to sort of get fresh air and stuff and get out of the club. And there's just lots of people out there going, oh, it's you.
Yeah.
Still not been asked back.
You're quite tall IRL, so you're not easy to miss.
Exactly.
I'm only 5'1", so I can just put my head down.
Your head. I could hear you, I just couldn't see you. Can I have a drink of coffee?
Well, that's going to be my claim to fame. I'm gonna lunch out this for so many years. Because Jenny, how tall are you?
5'10", maybe.
And
Jenny has very high heels, and I had high heels on. But the fact is, after we'd both performed, a gentleman came up to me and said that I was really good at playing guitar. And I had to sort of look sideways and then go, right, you see that woman there? That's the one that plays the guitar.
It's an easy mistake to make, isn't it? It's an easy mistake to make.
I mean, clearly I have longer hair than you, and you do come across as being 2 foot taller than me.
Yeah, this is true. Yes, there are lots of other similarities, but let's not go into those.
So I gave him my number.
Yeah, that was a good night, though, wasn't it? The people that were there was a group of people wanting to take me to a pub, but I didn't drink, so I turned them down. But I kind of wish I'd gone now.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Next
Clumpton is. Thing is,
What
and
was
this
that?
it was very similar as well to the. I don't know. Please tell me if you can hear me. I've changed now to the third internet provider that I can use, and they're all shit. But what I've noticed with the Tiverton gig I did on Saturday and the Clumpton gig that we did together, and the Plymouth gig that I did down there, the Southwest audience, they're very difficult to please in certain respects. They do want a lot off their comedians, but if you please them, they love you. They're all yours. But if you go on there with sort of, I don't know, a bit too much swagger, or if go on there
wanker,
maybe
people will hate you.
Yeah. trying to work out the right way of saying it. But yeah, they can sort of sniff you out. They're really, really friendly, and they want to laugh so badly at all the jokes. But if you sort of go a little bit too cool for school, then they are sort of
no one likes the ego, do they? Really? Well, no. I found, because I did 2 gigs down across that way, and both of them, as soon as I walked into the room, I felt welcome and people were smiling and like, hello. Whereas I've done some gigs, people have looked at me and gone, oh my Christ, what is that? What is that? And then afterwards they come up to me and gone, I was really scared for you. I was scared for you. I really was, but you did okay. Well done, you. And I'm like, yeah, it's my second gig. Thanks. I need that. I need that. I will take tips if you've got any, and then just walk off halfway through them telling you how to be funny.
I don't get, like, I've kind of forgotten what it's like to be like, I've loved comedy forever, and you know, I spent 30 odd years being an audience member before getting up and doing it, and you know, it's just you do kind of forget, well, what's it like? I mean, I remember being in the audience at the Glee when you know, and seeing them up there and being annoyed if everyone else in the audience, if it was a shit atmosphere, and I wouldn't ever blame the comedian. I would be like, oh, come on, guys, because you can tell that there's more people in the audience. So it's all about, if the majority of the audience come in a good mood, that'll jolly everyone up. But it doesn't take many negative people for it to be a tough gig, because negativity trumps positivity. I think, you know,
and you want everybody to have a good time, don't you?
Yes.
But some people just aren't going to have a good time because they've come for the wrong reasons. They thought there was a free meal, there was a cash point there, they popped in. I don't know.
They were dragged. You know, they wanted to go, they don't want to go.
I did a gig in Brighton, and there was a group of people there, and I did one of my jokes, and I made someone cry. But she cried because she'd just come out of a relationship that week. It was really tender. I'm doing relationship jokes. Her mate's going, over here, she's single.
No.
She obviously broke, and you kind of got to ask yourself, did you really need to come to a comedy night? Because I think comedy is the best laughter for everything. But when you're that sort of fickle, you never know what's going to happen at a gig unless you know the comedian.
Yeah, and also, did her friends all need to like highlight her as well when she's feeling sensitive?
You could see what they were doing, but at the same time, you live in your own bubble, don't you? But even when I went, I sort of felt bad, and I went down to the bar because she wasn't in the gig; she'd left because I made her cry. I went down to see if she was okay and apologise if I'd upset her in any way. And we were talking at the bar briefly for about a minute, and I just went, oh, do you want a hug? And I went to give her a hug. She went, don't come near me. I was like, oh, no. No. It's literally,
So did
bro.
you chase her around the car park?
No, I just ran up the stairs.
Hug me.
But what can you do, right?
I went to a gig last May. I went to a gig in Exeter in the Phoenix, and Mum and I went because we love Alfie Moore on Radio 4. We love the because he's the guy that's the homicide detective, and he does the It's a Fair Cop comedy show on Radio 4. So we went there, and I think the confusion was that people thought they were just going to listen to a Radio 4 program. So he's working his way around the crowd, and he's going, so what did you do? And I swear to God, 5 or 6 alpha white males just tried to either be funny or elusive. Like anyone gave a shit, just lie. You know, what do you do for a living? Retired. Right, so what did you do beforehand? This and that. And my skin was crawling. I wanted to get up in the middle of a gig and just say to everyone, have a chat with yourselves and remember you're at a fucking comedy gig because you're sucking the atmosphere like a black hole right now. And the poor guy.
Other holes are available.
Oh God, I was going to say something then.
Sorry.
Okay, even Alfie Moore was like, guys, I'm only asking you this is a bit of fun. You know, I'm not from the DSS. I'm not going to write down anything about what you say. I'm not here as an official policeman. Anything you say will not be used against you. You know, it's just a bit of fun because if you were an architect, he would have said it's a bit very Bob Monkhousey. He would have had some little joke that would have gone with that. And it was just so painful to watch person after person after person just go, no, I'm here to listen. Make me laugh, funny person.
Good MC should be able to open them up though, right?
There was no MC. It's just he came on, did his show. There was an interval. Then that was it.
I did a show at I think it's the Bedford in Balham. Can't think. It's a big round sort of gig, and everyone sits on tables on the floor, and then you can sit around the outside. It's a lovely gig. It's an amazing gig. I did awfully there because apparently they don't really do musical comedy, even though they booked me. But I think it was possibly because I was singing about my dad shagging me. But you know, either or. But she says, I'm not an MC. I'm not going to do any pre-work, anything like that. So it's kind of like you go on really, really dry. And it was Christmas as well. It wasn't awful, but going on dry was hard. Going in dry. Who was that? Who just got Renegade?
Jen Smith. Jen Smith.
Jenny.
Hi.
Jen Smith.
Thanks, Danny. I am a good MC. Thank you, sweetheart.
Hey. So I think I know Danny from the gig. The gig we did.
Yep. Gig. Danny, she has had a hug from you, so
yeah, and I think it was yeah, baby, come on, still lasting. You probably still smell me, right? Yeah. I'll leave my mark like a cat, like a manky old cat. Yeah, I think we had a really nice chat actually after the gig, which I find is really nice when people take the time to not only talk to you but talk about them, you know, like a sharing experience. I think there was a bloke there talking about farming. Lots of gigs talk about farming.
Was it in Carmarthen?
No.
All right.
It was
Jack Fazer. Oh, we were at Jack Fazer. That was in Swansea.
Yeah, Jack Fazer. I'm trying to think of the name of the bloody gig. For the man that runs it. I can't think of his name.
Paul Dennis.
That's it, yeah. Here's a funny story. I've got loads of these funny stories. So Eddie Vanderborg, I I was driving him from London. So I went backwards on myself to London to pick him up, to drive him up to Cardiff. And he's an amazing comic. And I just wanted to share car experience with him. Anyway, picked him up, put my sat nav on. And it's about, I don't know, it was about 2:30, 3 o'clock. And my sat nav suddenly went, it's going to take 6 hours. And I was like, Addy, we are not going to get there in time. There must be traffic. There must be solid traffic all the way to Cardiff.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, no, what are we going to do? I was like, I just don't know. Should we call Paul and see what's going on? Anyway, we rang Paul and Paul's like, don't worry. You're on in the middle. Addies can go on a bit later. It's fine. It's fine. We're like, there are lots of people. They said there's about 10 people. We're like, okay, we'll give it a go. Anyway, about halfway there, I was thinking, this is a really weird way to go. What I'd done was when I put my sat nav on, I'd left avoid all motorways on it.
Oh no!
And I've still not told him. Still not told Addy. He's not listening, but if you ever see this, Addy, sorry, mate.
Did you get there all right?
Yeah, we got there about 8:10. It just started, I think.
Right.
But it was the panic. It's a panic I caused. We should have got there at 6, got some food. But no, I took him all the way around the houses. It took us about 6. On the way back, flew home.
Yeah. There's quite a lot. Sometimes with gigs, I don't get how, when you look at the sat and you think, well, it's 4 hours away or 3 hours away. And then like, how did I still, I left at 10 p.m. How is it still getting home at 4 a.m? It's like
for a time zone.
Yeah. It's like the Bermuda Triangle of time.
West Wales, isn't it? You go, what happened there? Back in time 20 years. And 2 hours.
Yeah.
I like the driving now. I really like the driving. It's nice.
I do when I'm not being stopped by the police. I tend to get stopped by the police quite a bit.
Because your driving's really bad or you're drunk all the time?
I think I should stop reading and driving at the same time. Maybe I should just get that book down, concentrate on the road.
That's terrible. You get someone like Lucy in a big truck, just drive straight through you and go, oh, what was that?
Yeah, like that. Right, darling.
Who's got the fireworks going?
Me. It's like a bloody war zone round here.
Are they throwing them at each other?
Yes.
Nice.
I live in an area. I said to my mum this morning, like, have you had many fireworks? She says, no, we haven't. I think it's because we got pets. And I'm like, no, I think it's because you live in quite a posh area, whereas I can't afford to. The area I live is where people work for a living.
Yeah.
So lots of kids. They don't give a shit about their pets. And this year, the fireworks seem very aggressive.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we will have a firework night. Bloody Mark Drayford, who's like our first minister, going no firework nights. It's like everyone's gone, fuck it, fireworks.
You're not allowed out on the street, so everyone's out the window just aiming it at next door, like, come on. Call them on the phone. Hello, look out the window. Bosh, Catherine Wheel to the face. Like that, like,
where's my lawnmower? Give me my lawnmower.
Yeah, I'll get them. Wait till they're asleep. I set fire to their house.
Yeah, it's like the Purge around here. It's not November 5th. It's the Purge.
I only watched that the other night. I've never seen it before. It's really good.
Is it scary though? I haven't watched it. I can't do scary films. I can kind of do gory. I can't do like torture. I think my house is on fire now. Something hit the window.
Maybe it's House Invaders. We're going to get a live torture porn / house invasion horror film live. I like this.
Yeah.
Where's my popcorn? I'll just go to the cupboard. So I haven't got popcorn. I got crisps. How middle class? How middle class are they? Chippies.
Are you vegan?
No. I don't. I eat meat occasionally, but very occasionally, because I don't like the surprise element in meat. Not that surprise. I'm fine with that.
Well, like all the hormones and antibiotics in the meat.
No, just like a chewy bit or a lumpy bit or just a mystery meat.
It's soul trying to get out. Is that it?
Yeah, exactly. Why was it in there in the first place? I just find it odd that you can't eat meat sometimes without finding something that shouldn't really be there.
I think good for the animal. It's getting its own back. It didn't want to die. It's now dead, feeding you. I'm like, yeah, good for you, animal. Get the last say in.
My thinking has really changed on meat though, because I bought some mince recently, and on the front it said it had a slaughtered by date, and I'm like, oh, okay, right. And I was thinking like someone went into a pig farm and just went nuts with a 12-bore gun, like went on a rampage.
Probably be more humane than what they actually do.
I saw a chicken because I like a bit of chicken, right? I walked to KFC for a couple of bits of chicken, but then I saw that it said chicken leg, and my brain just couldn't stop thinking of something's leg, like a human leg, and I'm thinking, oh, you're actually eating a leg. Why if it had a shoe on it, would you still eat it?
What if it had a foot on it? It had a foot on it.
Exactly that. Would you just eat around the foot?
Yeah, still so tasty.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
I try to eat decent meat. In the southwest, we've got
meat?
very, very good decent meat, happy meat.
Oh,
and because we're in the southwest, and we're just surrounded by really good farms, so there's no excuse to buy shitty processed food stuffs. Go to a farm shop and find a butcher that knows exactly where all the meat's from.
Yeah,
I'm vegan, I'm vegetarian. I won't say I'm vegan because I'm never not eating cheese ever again.
Cheese is amazing.
I try not to, but it is gorgeous. But I'm eating meat.
Oh, we're going to the fridge. Let's just keep going to the fridge. Oh, halloumi with chili. Hello, me.
Ooh.
I eat that straight off. Just take the top off. Bosh.
Do you? Isn't it squeaky on your teeth?
Oh, yes, amazing. The only other food.
You don't cook your halloumi?
No, straight off the cob. Straight off the cob. It's like eating old shoes. Oh, yeah.
Halloumi on the cob.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle says I miss cheese. No, Kyle is vegan. I'm not vegan. I won't say I'm vegan. I'd love to be vegan, but I am proper, I don't eat hunks of meat.
I'd honestly like to. What does he miss about cheese? Because you can get vegan cheese, right?
It's not the same. Vegan cheese is plastic. It's very plastic. It's full of, it's very processed food.
Oh,
so are all the vegan meats. I mean, they're better than, and a nipple, Dicky Plummer. Dicky Plumbers, we've all eaten pork with hair on it. Yeah. And the odd nipple. But vegan meat and cheese, it's very processed. It's a lot of gunk. It's good if you're someone who's like, you want to eat less meat, but you kind of really miss it. It's good to kind of transition. But you don't need to eat meat. There's loads of protein in veg and potatoes and all that.
Deep fried chicken feet. So I had some chicken the other day from a restaurant, and it was like little chicken poppers or something like that. It was called, and I'm like, oh, lovely. I love chicken poppers. It wasn't. It was chopped up bits of all the chicken wrapped in, I don't know, breadcrumbs. But it was all the chunks of fat, bits and bobs. And my mate was going, oh, but it's all the brown meat. That's the best meat. I don't think it is.
No,
melted cheese, yes. Melted cheese of a pizza. Does Kyle eat cauliflower pizza? I don't know. Cauliflower-based pizza.
Oh, yeah. To answer your question of why I like cheese, though, is because it tastes very sweet, but apparently, and I'm not sure about this, I haven't Googled it, but it has stuff in it that makes it very addictive. So that's why we're all like, oh, I really miss cheese. Because there's crack in it, yeah.
So crack Barber's Crunch has crack in it.
Is it flavour that they put in it? That's what I like about cheese, flavour.
Do you get this right? I get this sometimes when I eat strong cheddar. Strong cheddar cheese. My cheeks flush cold.
Oh,
does anyone get that? Like the whole of my cheeks flush. cold.
I get that, like that thing at the back of your mouth, that like tingly thing at the back of my mouth with very strong cheese.
Well, there must be something in it which is affecting us all. In a cauliflower pizza's miserable.
I'm googling it now. Is cheese addictive?
Oh wow! Renegade Masters just said something about a pizza base of egg. I'm into that. I'm interested. Pop me one in the post.
Pizza base of egg, or like scrambled egg, Jenny. Right, we're all googling now.
Yes, just give us 5 minutes.
Right, so cheese may be mildly addictive due to its protein casein, which your body breaks down into casomorphines. Oh, any kind of morphine sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
These compounds attach to dopamine receptors in the brain, possibly triggering cravings for similar food. However, cheese is nothing like addictive drugs. I think we'd know by now if cheese was like an addictive drug.
Well, people are saying they really miss it and they miss melted cheese. So what I wouldn't miss from melted cheese is burning the roof of my mouth when I eat pizza. It's like glue. I love pizza. Pizza's the best.
The best is my mum's lasagna. And my mum is...
What, in a pizza?
No, just a lasagna, but she puts like a whole block of cheese on the top. It's stunning. Yeah. It's really tasty. The only downside is she goes, right, come on then, come on, we've got to set the table now. And it's like the lasagna is like hotter than Vesuvius. It's just come out of the oven. And she's like, oh, I'm worried about it getting cold. I'm like, Mum, it's not going to be cold in 3 days. It's okay. We can wait. It'll cool down about 24 hours time.
We can hear you intermittently. My sister, she used to make cheese and potato pie. And what it was smash water to just mash up mash in a bowl, and then a massive heap of cheese melted onto the top of it in the oven. And it was just cheese and potato pie. Had it for donkeys.
Love cheese.
So simple, so easy.
Yeah.
Are you all right, Lucy? Do you want to have a go?
Oh,
I'm going to try and go. I'm going to try and go back to the house because I think you've got my audio at least on that one. I just
when your
feel like
screen
I could
was
join
blank. I prefer it when the screen was blank, and then we could just hear your voice.
You're an utter bitch.
Actually, I wonder if that would help because the internet was fine before the three of us were on, and we think that might be what the issue is. So if there's less like info going through your computer.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm just saying to Lucy, it might help actually if she's able to turn the
start with
off.
just voice. Start with just your voice, and then work your way back slowly. I've got a message from Dickie Dido. So can you hear this?
Yes.
Tell me if you can hear this coming through.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's lovely to see you all together. Hey, I bought some pork belly from the butcher's. Had nipples all over it. Straight in the bin.
Did you hear that?
Oh, that poor pig died for nothing, Dickie.
Just
I hope you sacrificed something on the altar of the pig gods.
Yeah, of course he did. Of course he did. Terrible.
Right. She's moving. I think Lucy's moving.
Keep on moving.
I've moved to my house Wi-Fi. Can you at least get my audio?
Yes, we have your audio.
Yeah.
Oh, thank fuck for that. I felt like a third prick in a fucking orgy.
Well, you say that. I'd say they're all pretty useful. You've got 2 hands and many other places.
The holes are available.
Do you know what thruppling is?
Yes.
Oh, a thruple.
How do you know? How do you know? Yeah, there's new dating apps that you can join for thrupples. Do you know what a unicorn is? I've been learning about stuff. Do you know what a unicorn is?
I was assuming it's not a mythical animal.
No, well, it kind of is. Yeah, it's a girl who's willing to join a couple, a man and a woman, because a young, randy, good-looking girl would suit both of those people, and they're very, very hard to find.
There's a Netflix TV program about it called Me, Him, and Her.
I think so. Is that thruppling or is that
Strappling and
polygamy?
a unicorn in.
Polygamy. Oh, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
a hot college girl,
Mm.
and it's like a #1 American show. But it's got it's a bit like, early days of Channel 5. It was a little bit saucy. It's a bit like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just noting that down. Okay.
Yeah.
Late night watching.
I used to go about 2004. I used to go drinking in town, and I made friends with a couple, and they were absolutely cracking. We used to watch the same sort of films and TVs. We were always just talking all the time. And one night when we were halfway through a movie, they basically, I think they thought I was a unicorn, and I was like, "Oh no, oh no!"
What they found the mythical
I am
beast.
not.
I've had a lot of waffles in
I was
Edinburgh,
like-
strangely enough.
Consensually.
Come on, it's gone.
I'm overexcited. You can hear my audio now, and I've got nothing to say.
Let's just be quiet then. Let's just be quiet and let Lucy go and tell us more stories of her sexual adventures. Shoot. Shoot. That's what he said. Shoot. Shoot. Not the face. Not the face.
Tits not the face. Tits not the face.
Exactly. On the back, so I can't see it.
You can never tell whether or not they're lying, and they've just spat at you.
Wow. Wow. I'll just be happy they're finished and I can take my money. £20, please.
I don't know why I was overexcited at all. Say that again, Sarah.
I can't. The moment's passed.
Oh, she's finished.
Oh.
I've arrived. I've arrived.
Jenny, I have to ask.
Oh, yeah.
Did you dress up in a sheet on Halloween? I thought about you on Halloween, on how you have such a perfect song about a perfect outfit, and I received pleasure from picturing you in a sheet. I have to say thank you very much. That really is. I know it's not you. Well, it is you at the end of it.
So many people tag me. So many people tag me in stuff that involves ghosts.
I've done it.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm like, brilliant. But I like the way that that's carried through though, because that's my classic joke. You only get one, and I'm having it.
I get random emails and messages and stuff with anything to do with dogging because of my comedy routine about dogging. I can open my messenger and there's a comedian I've met online in Chicago, and it'll be like, "Oh, this is about dogging. Saw this and thought of you."
Do you have any dogging sites near you? Because we've got one really close.
Loads.
Really famous one.
Absolutely loads.
So what are your favourite?
In fact, the most famous there's a brilliant one towards Torquay, and it's a dogging site, and it's at Labrador Bay, and I think the kudos, perfect.
How can you
And
tell
then there's the
dogging site,
one
though?
at the Link Road.
When you park up, lots of
Just
people
Google
stand
it.
around your car, waiting with their dicks out.
as a sign. Is it like a summer only type thing, or
You're asking us like we know.
Come on,
I mean,
you
the
two.
da-
You know.
The dangers are when you're out on the road and you pull into a lay-by to park up for the night, and then you suddenly hear a lot of cars outside, and you sort of look through the curtains, and they all seem to be very friendly with each other, but you literally cannot move because you've put yourself on break. You're not allowed to drive when you're on break, and you're locking the doors and making sure the curtains are shut. Because they think ultimately that you want to join in, because I'm sure a lot of truck drivers have done in the past. Whereas I don't want to join in, and I don't want my diesel nicked.
Hold on, is that a euphemism?
No, but it is a new comedy route I've written. It's my latest one.
Brilliant. I like it. I like it. We go running. Me and my mate go not running, walking. Because I live in quite a wooded area in the Surrey Hills. And when you
Thanks, Danny. Danny saying, no, having worked in the courts, dogging does reduce in winter, but it does happen.
I like that. Like there's a weather report.
The dogging report.
Reducing down to a 7 in the east, rising slowly to a mild 5 in the west. Showers
before midnight because frost.
Yeah, showers probable. But where we go past ours, it stinks. Absolutely stinks. All the benches have got Johnnies hanging off them, and it's a real big. It's horrible. Yeah, it's not. Do you know the dogging song? There's some woman on the piano.
No,
I think so.
Two posh women. One of them's on the piano.
Yes.
Dogging,
Yes.
dogging. Let's all
Very
go
much
dogging.
Like a new age Hinge and Bracket.
Yes, but just the same age and not drags.
You're right.
Identical.
Can you hear the fireworks?
Yeah, I can.
So sorry. It's just
every time we talk about sex, it goes. Boo.
Yeah, I have actually been sent that dogging song about 7 different times, so I can forward it to you. It's sort of like ghost sex with Jenny. Anything to do with dogging, just give Orchard a ring. I've got the link.
Yeah. Just knock on her window when she's parked up, sort you right out.
If the lights are on, get involved.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just stare through the window.
So have you got any plans while you're in lockdown, guys? Got any books you're going to read? Have you got any films you're going to watch? What's your plan?
I'm going to walk 500k over
a day.
Month. Oh, a day? Christ, I can walk to you and back. Hi, can I borrow some sugar? I can. No, I just need to get out of the house more. Lockdown 1, I didn't really get out. So I'm going to try and walk about 10 to 15k a day, get out of the way, then sleep for the rest of the day.
Sounds about right. Yeah, why not? No. How about you, Lucy?
Ada, that's it. Fascinating Ada.
Yeah.
They are stunning.
Truck driving doesn't stop even in lockdown. Trucks don't. I think Fascinating Ada also do Don't Be a Cunt. I think they also do that one. I'm pretty sure it's like a Christmassy one. Truck driving doesn't stop. Yeah. So unfortunately, even though there's a lockdown, it'll make no difference whatsoever. But I have been when lockdown first happened, I immediately got out my watercolor set that I haven't used in years. I was in a very unhappy relationship and it absolutely killed my creativity. And now I'm free of him and we were going into lockdown. I was like, get out the paints. Let's do some painting. And I didn't even open the fucking box.
No.
I
didn't even dip your finger in the red.
I just didn't. No, didn't do anything. You know, my azalea blue is fully intact. But what I would absolutely adore doing is I would love to learn some sign language. And I feel really crap that I don't know any.
Do you know Siobhan?
I can do
Siobhan Dodd. I think she's a comedian.
I've always been able to spell the alphabet, but I don't know any key phrases. And when I was working in a restaurant recently, there was a young woman with learning difficulties that came in, and she sort of had quite an upsetting episode. And by asking her parents to show me some sign language, I was able to help her calm me down. And I was like, I felt really annoyed that I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
It's not like a separate language for a country we're going to visit. This is a language that we need in this country. And I'm making a point of mentioning it as much as I can to force myself into doing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Plus, as well, when you do, like I did some gigs for Pride, was it last year, maybe 2 years ago, I can't remember now. But you have a sign person come in and sign all your jokes, and it is the best experience. One, because you get to see a different part of life. And as I say, I know a comedian who signs, and I think she signs for her husband. So when they're at comedy, she signs the jokes to him, and it's an amazing thing. But when some bloke's singing about when a bloke's signing all your filthy jokes and all this stuff, it is the funniest thing. And the audience love it as well because they're watching you, but at the corner of their eye, they're watching this guy. And he becomes part of it. You know, I think they had three signers, three from the BSL, and we became sort of friends with them, and they felt like they were real part of the show. It was really, really nice.
Nice.
I noticed on Mark Watson's 24-hour thing last week they had signage.
Yeah, I saw a clip of that. I think Vix Layton, I think, maybe put a clip up, and I saw that.
Yeah, I think he took a comedy arcade there.
I think that's one really good thing about this lockdown and gigs online is it's made everyone aware of accessibility that we just weren't aware of as much before.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what I think we could do is you could do both. You could have a theatre gig, but with a live feed as well for people, because not all venues are accessible for people with disabilities or wheelchairs or hard of hearing, maybe whatever they are. And it's not everybody can make them accessible either. So just have that outlet. I think that's really nice if you could do that. Have a little live stream on the side and occasionally go, oi, up there.
Yes.
Or down there or across there.
Yeah. Because it's not as well as accessibility, it's a question of affordability as well. You know, especially living in Swansea, and especially when there's lots of gigs in London that I'd love to go to, and they're only in London, and you're like, right, okay, well that's an extra £100 on top of however much the ticket is, because either I'm going to get there and back or I'm going to stay overnight. Yeah.
And it's very similar to, have you ever been to the cinema to watch the National Theatre live? I've been to about 4 of their screenings where you just go to the cinema, but you're watching the National Theatre. And I think taking that sort of look at it, doing a live show, as opposed to just doing like Zoom comedy, but actually having a live feed at your live gig, I think is such a fantastic thing that will come out of this. Because most women have to think about safety, location, travel, childcare, etc., etc., etc. For me, living in but for me, and I don't know about like Sarah, you're in Swansea, but you've still got more amenities. I'm right in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. In order to go to any kind of big gig, that is
sounds like a place
in Wales, we would call that Aberystwyth. That's the way we, you're Aberystwyth. It just means fucking nowhere. But it's an hour and a half travel and parking and not being able to have a drink because you've got to travel, and the toilets may be absolutely disgusting as well, or drinks may be overpriced or down, or you may have anxiety. I do really think it should be a good thing, but what I think other people should do really is just keep watching the kitchen sink as long as lockdown's on.
Yeah. Keep doing that. Definitely keep doing that.
I can only ask profusely and from the bottom of my heart for my internet connection. I couldn't have wanted to be more present during a guest than yourself, Jenny, because
I'm totally
not just a fan of you.
Absolutely disappointed.
I thought that was just your face.
No, it's the reflection of the glitter wall. Look, I can do disco with my lights. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, that was on. Yeah. I love that what's behind the scenes. Oh, it's my 2-bedroom lamps. That's what it is.
Oh, that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, but without them, that's not good, is it?
Looks like a fucking seance.
Exactly. Ghosts. There's a ghost here, just in the front room, waiting for me. What was I going to say? So what? Bobby Bull died recently.
Oh yeah.
Really,
don't.
all the stories that came out from comedians who've been around a long time as well was really nice to sort of hear, because it reminds you that is that a spliff?
No, not yet.
I love these little comments, they're wicked. But it reminds you that there's a lot of hard work to be done in comedy before you get the nice toilets and the nice gig and all of that stuff. But it's those gigs where you do sort of gig to two people in the arse end of nowhere that are the important ones, where you sort of grow. I kind of think we're really lucky because of the internet to see all these amazing gigs to want to do. And we kind of forget sometimes that if there's only two people, then it's a dog shit gig, that you kind of just instantly go, no, I'm not doing it. Whereas someone reminded me that Bobby Ball did a gig to two people and he went, right, it's just us, okay? I'm going to make this the best gig of your life. And you're going to make this the best gig of your life as well. And instantly there was a connection between them, which normally you sort of put a barrier up, don't you? Because you think it's going to be shit. And he just made the gig for them. And I think I've forgotten that over the sort of last few years by doing some good gigs, that there are some really good gigs that are not good gigs to have.
Is it Dave Spikey from Phoenix Nights? The black bags? That is it. It's not Spikey, is it? What's yeah. So we went to see him in the Prince. Yeah, we went to see him in the Princess Theatre in Torquay, and there was us four and two other people. And he said, "You paid, so I'm still doing the gig."
Absolutely,
and he did, and he did the gig. And God bless him, he made a point of making us feel like the most special six people in the entire fucking world. It was brilliant. He was like, get up, put a seat between you, fuck them, get your feet on the chair in front, heckle all you want, doesn't matter, get your crisps out. Absolutely. My admiration for him is through the roof.
Yeah, when I did Duck Phaser, when Danny was there were only 10 people in the audience. It's a massive room, lovely stage. And when we walked in, we were sort of like, not, oh, I can't be bothered with this gig, but you have to mentally change instantly. But as Jim just said, you don't know who those 10 people are. And obviously people then start following you. If you give a good impression, it's like a job interview. If you give a good impression of yourself, people give back to that. And I personally, I like that. I really do. Then again, if someone's a bit of an arsehole, then they deserve everything they get.
Yeah.
But I think
they were a great 10 people.
Yeah, but I think what really is annoying about Bobby Ball passing away is that there is not a story about him that's negative. Him and Eddie just seemed like they were just the loveliest guys, and they were only on Chris Moyles maybe about 4 or 5 months ago, and they were telling the most amazing stories about when they would play the peer shows. And if anyone else is listening, please go on YouTube, type in and Ball together and give that song a listen, because it is the most amazing song.
Yeah. And there's nothing worse, right? There's nothing worse than driving all the way to wherever just to not sort of enjoy yourself. It's like I treat them as holidays, you know. I always book a place to stay. I'm very rarely miserable. I save that for home. You know, I'm the most miserable person at home. I'm just glad I don't live with anybody, apart from the ghost. That's fine. But yeah, it's kind of like, it's respect, isn't it? If there's a connection all round between everybody, it works. It works.
Yeah.
You know, even the people that work at a place, if someone's playing up and they just go over and go tap on the shoulder and go, look, mate, just turn it down a bit. You make that triangle stronger.
Yeah, I did a gig in Swansea. It was in this really big room, but it was a bar and a restaurant and everything. We got a meal, you know, for doing the gig. We paid in a really lovely meal.
Sausage rolls.
Yeah. Thai restaurant. It was the food was stunning, and it was always like, oh, do we have to do it? there were 5 people and they were all men. And I was at first and I was thinking, oh God, they're not going to go for me, talking about women's stuff, about menopause, all this.
Periods.
Yeah. And also the gig had been delayed because of all sorts of reasons. So it was like an hour and a half after the gig was meant to friggin' start. Yeah, started.
Wow.
So I was like, oh my God, they're going to be, I was surprised they were even still there. And I thought, oh, they're going to just be so annoyed. They were one of the best audiences I've ever played to. And I did like the other time because they were so lovely. They were really great.
Yeah.
They were brilliant. Chris Chopping was emceeing that night and he was fantastic. And it was one of the best nights. So you never know. You never know what's going to happen. I've had a full room over the other side of the country, Christmas, and I can still remember the woman with a Christmas jumper on like that at me,
Make me
silent.
laugh. I paid £3. Make me laugh, you little asshole. You little asshole.
Do it quick because I want to know if I won the raffle. You know, we got 5 people. It was amazing. So you just never know. That's part of the fun of it, isn't it?
Be prepared for all situations. And sometimes, I did a gig in I did it for Pam Ford. It was in a calf. Oh, that glass has got a big crack down the side of it. Sorry. Well, that's gonna go. It's got water in it. I did a gig for Pam Ford, and it was just people in a restaurant that didn't really. I think they paid tickets because someone had made them for charity or something. I don't know, but it was genuine batter with them. But even to the end, I did my stuff as filthy as it was and as dark and wrong as it was. I still did it, but they sat there like that. They didn't want it. So all you can do is, as I say, like a job interview, do the best impersonation of yourself. And then walk away and slag them off in the car on the way home.
Yeah.
Or talk about them on little shows like this.
Yeah.
Unlike Danny, it was amazing. Danny French.
Yeah, Danny's
amazing.
the best. She is
amazing.
I like this comment Jim Howarth has made. I always focus on the audience. They've paid for a show and it's not their fault not many turned up. That's absolutely true. And especially if they're a small audience.
A bit like that, yeah.
They're a bit nervous or a bit like, oh God, it's down to the MC or if not the MC, if they don't do it, then the first person that goes on. We've got to make the cohesive, like a group, and like we're in this together, like Bobby Ball did. That sounds like a perfect way to deal with a small audience. And God knows
bring them in, right? Bring them in. Let them into your life, because that's what comedy is, isn't it? You're just sort of sharing stuff. Some of it's made up, some of it's definitely true, but you don't let them know which side that is. I don't know my dad. But it's kind of it genuinely is. I've never thought of it like that they don't know the numbers. They've come to be made to be entertained, and that doesn't change whether there's 6,000 people or they're just them two. So it's the ticket price, isn't it?
And I'm
just saying all this positive stuff because I just want Jim to put me one day. Now you're listening, Jim. Now
I'm going to be positive.
Hi, Jim. I'm very funny.
Can we just interject and say, Jim, we're all really, really happy that you're doing better, and we hope that you're on the up and up.
100%. Yeah.
Yes,
glad you left the job because it wasn't doing you well.
Yeah. No. Tesco's loss is our game.
100%.
Miss out on Tesco just before Christmas as well. Nice one.
Well, yeah.
I know, it's hard to get busy as shit, mate.
Exactly.
I've just left a job at the post office.
You have?
I've just left a job at the post office. I was doing a couple of shifts at my local spa, which has also got a post office.
Yeah.
And even now, the post, because no one can go and see their families over Christmas, so they're going to be sending more stuff. And already the post office side of it was getting more and more cranked up. If there was ever a time to suddenly go, bye!
There was ever a time to steal people's parcels and said they'd just gone missing. It was now. Idiot. You idiot. Think of the iPads. Think of the children.
Think of the jewellery.
Exactly.
Guys, people, I'm trying to drop the word guys from my vocabulary, but it's so ingrained. I've been trying to drop it for like a year. Hey, y'all.
Yo, 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 girls.
Yo, in the house. Yeah, it's 8:45.
Oh, right.
As
I've got
much
to
as
go.
I'm
Yes,
having
it's
to
very
stay,
important.
I'm
We're gonna
aware
have
that
to
you've got
go on.
another gig. So it's been lovely having you on, Jenny. Thank you so much.
Did my nails special.
Absolutely beautiful.
Aw,
Just,
I broke
just,
mine especially.
just turn me off. It's fine. I'm melting. What a world. Ah.
I will
I'm
just
trying
kick
to
you out
wash
the
my
fucking
room.
studio.
Oh, she's gone. Hang on. I'll bring you back in. Thanks, Jenny. Oh, she's gone.
Oh no, I did it. I kicked her out.
I brought her in to say goodbye. Oh well. She
I
was lovely.
genuinely,
Oh.
I'm so sad about my internet. You could see
I
my little
think
face.
Because look at it now. I think it's having 3 people on the stream, so we're going to have to figure that out.
There is
Lovely.
not a corner of my fucking house that I have not sat in.
I know. But,
Short of trying to do this from the fucking toilet, I don't know what else I can do.
I went into the
there's nothing you
kitchen and
can do. I
phoned
think it's the
Linda.
bandwidth, isn't it?
It's
all right.
I mean, I might try again upstairs in my bedroom with the dongle.
Sorry, Jenny. We love you. We will have to get Jenny back now. We're just going to have to get her back. She might not want to come, but
I'm gonna try the Die Towler internet challenge, where I'm just gonna sit in my car and do it from my phone.
I'm going to seek Dicky Dido out for the name alone, because that is a brilliant name, Dicky Dido.
Yeah.
On Instagram. Yeah, that's cool. I'm knackered tonight. Are you?
I'm a little tired, I have to admit. Only because getting back from getting back from the gig in Plymouth, and then getting up at 5 a.m. to do trucking. And then I did 11 hours today.
Jesus.
And at the very last minute, I had to travel on a road where there'd been a fire and it was just chock-a-block. So I had to quickly swerve a right and go through town. And luckily, town was quiet as opposed to using the big road. But I'm just, you know how I feel about Jenny. I'm not going to internalize. I'm not going to internalize. But it just means we're going to have her back.
Yes, that's all that is.
That just means we're going to have it back. And if I have to, I will travel to somebody else's fucking house to do it.
Yeah.
Dave Dart, if you're watching, I'm going to be doing the next time we have Jenny, I'm doing it from Dave Dart's house. Just letting you know, Dave. It's time for the review.
Yes.
Yes, it is. So I've uploaded the video because I haven't, because I did that. Right, so here you go. Here's Sync Review Flowers, and I'm going to press the video, and here it is. Everybody, for your delectation, this is a trailer for the comedy review, the Channel 4 and Netflix program, Flowers.
Now, what we're about to tell you may seem like an awful, awful thing, and in almost every sense, it is. We've done such a good job with the twins.
You don't shoot family! Everyone knows that!
It's a good sign that they still want to live at home, even though they're 25. I mean, we're good parents, aren't we?
Freak!
I hope you didn't get me anything.
So hard to be a feminist when you still live with your parents, isn't it?
High five, we are friends! Get away from me.
I was going to ask if perhaps you wanted to sleep in here with me tonight.
Yeah. Maybe.
It's lovely that you two are such good friends. We don't want to be too happy. We're not mad.
A story told over 1 week. Flowers, a brand new series, coming soon on 4.
Ooh. So that was Flowers. It was my suggestion.
Yeah.
So Lucy, you get to go.
Well, it was Jerry Kane's suggestion.
Oh, all right. God, you had a right go
said about it.
I tell you. Oh my word. Do you want to go first or shall I?
I didn't like it.
Right, okay. Expand.
Every single actor in that program I like, and I've seen series that they've been in. I have never wanted to like something more in my life. Olivia Colman, oh my God. She is a powerhouse, and I love the podcast interview she did with David Tennant, and she just across as somebody that you need to have in your life. But the brilliant thing is, the more you learn about her, she won't leave her house. She doesn't like leaving her house because she's got a fucking lovely house. She's amazing. She's funny. I mean, Julian, I love Julian. I quote every episode of The Boosh. Just there was something about it. The long pauses where I imagine that laughter was meant to be where you were meant to like internalize and chuckle. I was just like, maybe I put too much pressure on it, but I don't know. I just thought look, if you take the actors out of it and just call them characters, I didn't like the way that the male character was like, oh, I don't know if I want to be in a relationship, and the way that he treated his partner. And she clearly just wanted love and attention and a relationship from him. And he was withholding it from her in a really cruel way. And I didn't like it. And because of that, it overshadowed all the other relationships, because that was the crux of the story. Her definitely seeking his praise and attention and partnership. And I couldn't find anything funny because I felt it was such a cruel premise as the main setup. I didn't find his treatment of her funny, and therefore everything else seemed sullied by it.
That's interesting. Because I watched the first episode today. Because I was like, oh, we can like,
when you messaged me and said I can't remember what it was, I was like,
but you didn't tell me
because I didn't. It was only today when I watched the kitchen. I went to the end of the kitchen sink from last week and went, oh, okay.
It's only today when I watched your promo on Twitter. I'm like, oh, right, yeah, great. Shit, I better watch it then. Yeah, it's been out for a couple of years, and I love everyone in the cast. And you know, when you watch something, there's something that makes you go, nah, I don't think I want to watch it. That's why I suggested it, because I'm like, right, I'll have to watch it, right? And some things you just think, oh, I've got a feeling it's just not going to be for me. I have to say, I found it. Right, when it's see here my notes, Hatfit, brilliant cast, love the cast, right? And it opens with the attempted suicide, so you know straight away what you're getting, right? You know you're getting very dark humor, but I did think it was hilarious that opening bit. But as it goes on, I mean, it's got some really lovely lines. It's got some lovely bits, like with Olivia Colman, going to talk to the, it says everything. So in the first 5 minutes, you got an attempted suicide. You got Olivia Colman going to talk to the workman, and her saying, so why is the, she's taking drinks to the workmen, and then saying, well, why is our neighbour building a wall right on our line? So it tells you a lot of stuff about what people, and they can't get anyone to go to their party. It tells you a lot about this family that, people don't know them, and you're like, well, what's going on? And there's some lovely lines, like when Olivia Colman says, I love you, Sean. Do I? Yes, why not? She goes. And I loved that. I thought that was quite sweet. But then, and I love Julian Barrett's voice. Ooh. And I thought they complement each other very well. I thought everyone was really well cast. But in the end, I think by the second half of it, I found myself drifting off and just not being involved, because at the end of the day, who's got a house like that? Rich, eccentric people. And it's a bit like, or why do I want to watch rich eccentric people being eccentric? They're a bit, it's a bit indulgent.
The difference between insanity and eccentricity is £1 million.
Yeah.
He wasn't bothered about the kids. That's her job. He just wants to sit and write a shit book, and everyone has to walk on eggshells around him. If you're that intelligent, why didn't you do a better job in the first scene? I just thought, the tree's shit. When she gave him the book, it was one of the most painful things I've seen for a while, and all I wanted to do was hug her and punch him in the throat.
Yeah.
And then when the neighbor turned up, and that was his persona, he's the, I'm the really well-established doctor, and because I'm a male surgeon,
that was odd.
Because I'm a male plastic surgeon, I can be that obnoxious, and people will fake laugh at my jokes because I'm so powerful. That just made me think, oh, fuck off. And I just, the way that even down to, I didn't feel that the female characters were given as much storyline respect as the male characters.
I didn't see it that way at all. I thought, the daughter had quite a big bit, and I just didn't look at it in that way. I was just watching it, and to see if I just genuinely enjoyed it, and to see what I could pick up in terms of enjoyment. And I just say in the first half, I did enjoy it, and I didn't think in terms of, I think maybe because of Julian Barrett seems quite unassuming. He's not this.
I didn't want to love anything with Julian Barrett in more.
Yeah.
I mean, my life has been the void that the TV has had since he has sort of stepped back from the bush. I was over the moon to have him in something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this.
Well, I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying I didn't. You're right. When you pointed out, it's like, oh yeah, but it didn't smack me in the face. It wasn't like this is all about another bloody man. It didn't smack me in the face in that way. I don't know why. I just took it a bit at face value, and like I say, I enjoyed some of the bits in it, but by the end of it, I was a bit like, oh, I'm kind of done. I didn't like the thing exploded. There's, it's got a bit of physical humor in there. It was all right. I don't know. I'll probably watch another episode and see if it would grip me a bit more. So,
right. So I was talking to my friend about Flowers today, and about how annoyed I was that I didn't like it. And I was like, I like intellectual comedy. I like it when somebody is hit in the face with a plank of wood. I like it when someone trips over a table.
Yeah.
As much as I like an intellectual where you've got to think about that joke because there's a hidden subtext and a da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I like the full spectrum. If you look at something like Afterlife or Mandy or League of Gentlemen, there are pauses where it's awkward but laughter ensues. I'm not a big fan of all of League of Gentlemen. I definitely would pick and choose which bits of League of Gentlemen I like. Derek, too many pauses, too much cringeworthiness. That falls outside of my wheelhouse, but definitely Afterlife and definitely Mandy. I like that strained atmosphere, the awkwardness, but this was just a bridge too far for me. And I could tell the way that it was written that they wanted me to think about each character and the reason why they did something, and that character did that because that meant that to them. It wasn't just thrown together on BBC Three.
Yeah.
But then if you said to me you could watch one episode of Ghosts or one episode of this, I'd bite your hand off to watch Ghosts, and I don't know what that means about me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's more light, it's more fun. It was heavy and dark.
But I don't know whether or not maybe it's the current situation we're in. Maybe it's because I'm starting a new job and I'm a bit tired. But I like programs that make me want to think. But for me, the relationship between the men and the women in it, like her being a poet, like the daughter being a poet, was sort of, and they playing the piano, was dismissed, whereas him making a cheese smoker fondue was exalted. And I just thought,
I don't know, his cheese smoker fondue blew up, and also Julia Barrett's character told him to get off the kitchen table. I don't know if that's right, you know. I don't see it in that way. And I think I don't know. I think watch it again when you're not knackered.
Yeah. But
if you could be asked.
I think I would rather sit down and binge watch the entire series of Ghosts again.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I feel silly. I think maybe, like, you know, it was clever.
I don't think you have to like it though either. You know.
No. It wasn't because I wanted to like it for the review. I wanted to like it because I love Olivia Colman. I love Julian Barrett. The young Asian boy from 2012 and W1A, the one that played the cartoonist. I don't know how I feel about him doing that accent.
I wasn't sure about that either. Yeah.
Because as a drag race fan, do you remember when Manila used to do the race? Yeah. And that brought up certain questions. Is it right that you should do? I was like, don't know how I feel about that one.
So is that lad? Is he Japanese or not?
No.
Oh yeah.
It's exactly like when Manila started in the first series in series 2 of Drag Race, when she kept doing the faux voice. Sorry, Siri just went. I don't know what that means. I just turned my phone off again. But on paper, brilliant, but in actuality.
Whereas I would say, give it a go, see what you think. I might watch one more episode just to watch it. But let's give it one more comment on it, and then let's just wrap it up and call it a day.
I just think the one thing that I love about the fact we do this comedy review is that we are exposing ourselves to different comedies that we wouldn't have normally. We've made ourselves go on Dailymotion or go on YouTube or go somewhere to find that thing, as opposed to sitting down and finding the first comedy. Like, you wanted to watch Flowers, but you'd look past it. I'd seen Ghosts, but I'd look past it, and it was you that brought it to my table. Now I rave about it.
Yeah.
But I think out of this is probably the only one I haven't liked.
We both didn't like something else either, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, Girls on Top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We like most things.
Well, I think how many reviews have we done? That's not
too
bad.
Many.
Not bad.
110, is it? What week are we on? I don't know. Right, what's happening next week, lovely? Can we remember who we've got next week? Stephen Evans, I think.
Stephen Evans. Right. I have got now. It's Channel 5. Can I suggest for next week?
Yes, you can.
Right. So it's completely. I think it's a palate cleanser. I don't know whether or not it counts as a comedy show. Well, it is a comedy show, but it's Channel 5 and it's called Comedy Game Night.
Right, Comedy Game Night. Right. Okay.
And it's on Channel 5.
Is it like Taskmaster?
It's more. Well, it's like win, lose or draw.
Right. Okay. Comedy Game Night. I'm writing it down. Hopefully and that's on Channel 5. Okay.
Yeah, it's just silly. I think after that, we need to get
silly. And while we're talking, I'm frantically getting onto our spreadsheet to double check who's our guest for next week. I'm pretty sure it's Steph Evans, because we've got SLC as the week after, at the end of November. You know, the fireworks are still going like crazy over here. It's mad.
when I was on the phone today to Dave, and I was saying about how I felt quite annoyed that I'd seen it. I love comedy. I choose comedy over anything every single day, and I watched some comedy, and it is really rare for me to not fall in love with it instantly. I just like people sitting down, taking their minds off life and watching silly things and funny things and endearing things. And I just felt really like I didn't like it. So I was saying that. And my friend said, well, I've been watching Comedy Game Night on Channel 5. You'll love it. So I went, right. That's the one we're having.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So,
right, for next week. So thank you for that, Lucy. Comedy Game Night on Channel 5, if everybody would like to watch it and join in the chat. Yeah, cool. And Jenny was brilliant. Big round of applause for Jenny B-side. Woo! I couldn't remember. Was it Jenny B-side, Jenny Hart? That's why I said to you, what's she going by? Bit of both. And yeah, next week we've got one of my favourite comedians, Stephen Evans. He's friggin' hilarious. You're gonna love him.
Is it Stephen Evans that does the Tales from Wales podcast with Drew?
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. He's so funny. He's one of the most funny, naturally funny people I've ever met. He's just hilarious.
I'm looking forward to having, because I've been meaning to listen to Tales from Wales for ages, and this will be my push to give it a listen in the next 7 days. So over with that. But yes, I
we're off. And then, oh, sorry, what were you going to say? You were ramping up then.
Yes, let's just get everyone to remember 7 p.m. on Thursday. Tell your friends. And thank you very much for everyone getting involved on the chat and sharing this link and listening on the podcast. We love you all.
Mwah. And if you enjoyed our show, maybe tell some friends and share everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You press the red button.
I absolutely would. Right, hang on a minute. Now, I pressed the red button last week and ended up leaving the studio. Are we doing our end credits anymore? Are we not doing that?
Yeah, do the end credits. Once the end credits is finished, press the red button. Okay?
I will press the red button. End credits. Bye, everyone. Welcome to the kitchen sink. We will chat, we will make you think. You will not want to go to the loo. You could miss a lot if you had that poo. Stay and watch and join in. Yeah.